Hello everyone. Before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of something I like to call Where Are They Now? This is where we're going to be going through a previous person I've covered on this channel, and in doing so find out what they've been done since we last covered them. The person we're going to cover today is someone I covered only once before in a Mukbangers ex-wives video called Peetz and Becky, which means there are parts of that video I want to show you, but some of it might tie into the video talking about Becky as well comparatively to each other. And we're then going to go from there to talk about what Peetz has done since, because Peetz still features in Foodie Beauty's life and also on Peetz's own channel. Or is it Ramona? I can never tell these days. So to start this video, we're going to go back to last year, which does mean I'm going to play clips from Mukbangers ex-wives episode number 2. I will put a timestamp at the top for those who do not want to watch that part, and I will link that video also in full in the pinned comment down below.
That's just skid marks.
Peetz is one of Foodie Beauty's best friends, and a former flame that many believe still loves her to this day. He certainly did during the BB years and has been there for Foodie Beauty through thick and thin, having featured in mukbangs and live streams, although with far more confidence, gusto, jokes, and bants. Some believe that his life is a consequence and punishment for one of the biggest poor decisions he could have made, simply being associated with Foodie Beauty, aka Chantel, aka Big Beautiful Me. I think it's because he banged her personally. Maybe he was the guy that picked out the dingleberries. I don't know. I do know he took a plunger to a toilet for her though.
What does Chantel smell like? Usually like old cheese.
I'm not so sure how he's Foodie Beauty's type, considering who she has dated after him. Peetz can be described as somewhat simple when it comes to how he handled, let's say, Chantel's eccentricities. But it could just be the fact that he is very relaxed as an individual. She could buy him things to keep him sweet, and it was food. He didn't care. It's food. His loyalty was essentially not necessarily bought, it was almost unconditional, but we can certainly get onto why that is later on in the video. Other minor details that many would have undoubtedly noticed when it comes to Peetz and Becky that are similar is the fact that both have put on weight over the years, lost weight, put on weight, lost weight. I'd like to believe a lot of it depends on how long they spend with their respective friend and or partner. In the case of Peetz, the less time he spends with her, the better it is for him to keep his weight down, but then he is very much dependent on Chantel these days, it's unlikely. And while we're in this area, I'm going to quickly segue to differences.
Just let Becky answer this.
The main difference that was best demonstrated in all their content is that Peetz loved being in Foodie Beauty's videos. He even had a fantastic rapport with her, and even got to explore his own creative side on her channel. So with that out of the way, I want to now cover notable moments and their recent activity. In reality, when it comes to Pete, there are no real notable moments. He would just feature in content and that was it. Very little drama when it came to whatever he did that helped Foodie Beauty. So recently, what have they been doing? Both have kinda cashed in on their fame. Peetz has his own channel and he is very well received. I've watched a few of his live streams. They seem to invariably end the same way, with Chantel calling him with some kind of drama, so he ends his stream. He is quite well respected because he has a smaller community and he doesn't seem to take it for granted. Peetz might well be getting kicked out. He still lives with Foodie Beauty, or at time of recording does. He may well not be soon. But I do hope his channel continues to go forward and he stops being used by Foodie Beauty, because I do think he can also succeed on his own because he seems to be quite interesting. Time will tell with both of them if they can manage to continue succeeding going forward, and this video, if anything, is just an opportunity to introduce you to people that were once heavily attached to or may still be attached to those that I've done videos on that are the most viewed on this channel. So if they do screw up at some point in the future, expect more videos on them. As you can see from that clip, which was actually quite short, I didn't really have much to go on with regards to Peetz. I took the liberty of going through my Foodie Beauty 2022 tab on Discord and I pulled every reference to him from that tab. There still isn't too much to go on, but I do have the first video he did of the year, a live stream, and we do have various interactions with Foodie Beauty that were shared via Twitter, but also times he's put his foot into his own mouth. We're also going to at some point talk about Ramona, but for that, I've asked somebody else to step in. So first, what did Peetz do at the beginning of 2022?
Nice dress, isn't it?
The Monty Python crew dressed up as women. And like I said, everyone from Kids in the Hall had women characters.
As we continue through the Discord tab where I collected all the sources where he has been referenced in Foodie Beauty's content or clip channels, I've managed to get bits of him within Foodie Beauty in the context of that. It's quite important. We shall next go to one of the many times over the course of the year where Peetz just injects himself into one of Chantel's streams and says what we're all thinking. It is a crying shame that even after all the times he has told her, she really does not listen. The words are going in, but she's not computing, and there's a reason for that. It's because no one's worth her time, least of all somebody that is dependent on her.
I just want to note that, overhearing all the yelling from my room
is annoying.
Nobody's coming out of this looking good. Nobody.
I know.
Honestly, everyone involved looks like assholes here. You would be far, far better off just turning this off, blocking him,
And saying goodbye.
and just forgetting that he existed.
That's true, actually.
That was from the middle of February. A month later, Chantel ended up getting yeeted from YouTube for severe violations of the YouTube policy on nudity, because the monthly flasher kept on flashing and promoting her only Fupa account on a community tab. You can't keep deleting it and expect no one to flag you for it. Pete ended up privating his Twitter temporarily because he was getting a lot of questions. People were also wondering if she was going to use his account to get her content out there. For those who don't know the context of that clip, Foodie Beauty really can't let Nada and Didi go. She really can't. Why? Because Nada is the coup de grace, her magnum opus. The best there is, the best there was, the creme de la creme, cream of the crop. That's what she perceived Nada as because she couldn't have him. Pete stepping in and saying what he said was exactly what we were all thinking, and it's a shame she wouldn't listen to sense when it came from somebody that lived in the same place as her. Again, why would she listen to somebody who is dependent on her? Being a guaranteed thought that went through her own mind. Oh, and while we're talking about the subject of Chantel being yeeted, Pete did put out a video addressing YouTube drama.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to address drama, because there's YouTube drama, because of course there is. Yes, I'm aware that my roommate, Chantel, aka Foodie Beauty, I'm aware that she lost her channel. She's got other platforms, she's on Patreon, she's on OnlyFans, she's gonna be starting up Twitch soon. It's possible our finances might take a bit of a hit initially, we'll see. I kinda see it as not really any of my business, to be honest.
Skipping ahead to the 21st of April 2022, in a live stream titled Post-COVID Live, Pete got a fair amount of flack for this one, because I don't think he has any control over the volume of his voice half the time. The comments would certainly support that, along with wondering, perhaps with the blank stare, the frequent dead air, and just looking directly at you, if perhaps there was something wrong, which I'm not going to draw any kind of conclusion from. Instead, I'm going to demonstrate to you how loud he is without me even messing with the audio, headphone warning folks, where I simply clicked on a random time and Pete said the following.
It's not a fucking bill! Melania, you fucking idiot! I'm not talking about the fucking bill, you clueless dumbass! Pay the attention to what I f***ing say?
Two things. Firstly, that 3-hour stream was loud like that throughout, and second, I have no idea why this is now the second video I've used of his in 480p shoe-on-head resolution. And I don't think any of us remotely care for the context of what he was talking about, only that it shows he is rather bad when it comes to handling a back and forth with misunderstandings. He can get quite leery. A negative trait that doesn't endear him well, especially as last year I had indicated he is actually quite well received. And to be honest, he still is, even with these outbursts. Comparative to that of Chantal especially, but everyone is better than her. Courtesy of Shenanigans, on the 1st of May 2022, Peetz is running out of patience.
Poor sweetest angels. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Stop joining, save your money. She doesn't make real content. What have you got to say to that?
They're not wrong.
You're a friggin' asshole today.
Now, I have referenced Peetz as being a dependent of Foodie Beauty, and to support that, during the month of May, Chantal, during her lengthy streams, thanks Piggy by the way for clipping this, we found out that because Chantal at this point was so flush with coin that Peetz got an allowance.
Wheelchair, 68, plus 10 delivery, plus 10 fees and charges, plus 7 coffee, plus pannier 50, plus 2 nashies. Oh, 165 a day. So 165 a day times 30, that's like $5,000 a month. Peetz gets some money from YouTube, so he's able to take care of some things he needs for that. Like he doesn't have many bills, just kind of like have an account where if he needs anything, he can just like get it from there.
To further cement my point that Chantal still uses Peetz like she uses everyone else in her life, during a Crunk stream where he genuinely was trying to get her to drink water and calm down and perhaps log off, he stayed in the room during the stream, laid on her bed. Now, I thought he was there because he was concerned for her well-being and wanted to make sure she didn't cross any lines. Now that is what we in the business like to call foreshadowing. Within this video I mentioned as early back as February, Peetz had been trying to get Chantal to stop with Nada and Didi, with him saying all she has to do is block them and move on. Get offline because no one looks good, everyone looks like an asshole. Well, it turns out Chantal still hadn't stopped in June. And I know we're in December now, we know what's happened since. But we're going to keep going because yet again Peetz has had to inject himself into this to remind Chantal of how stupid she looks. The clip in question comes courtesy of Troll Detective, link below.
About what? Didi and
The fucking drama! Christ, let the fucking thing go!
I'm ranting.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, just let that go!
I will when I'm ready.
It's toxic and everybody is annoyed by it. The only people who aren't annoyed by it are the people who are, like...
Involved in it? I'm annoyed?
Yeah, no, the only people who aren't annoyed by it are the people who are trying to profit off of it.
He's not wrong. He's really not wrong. Now, I know for the most part I have kind of portrayed Peetz as simple and lovely. That's not always the case. He lets this mask slip from time to time, I assume because of bottled up frustration, and it manifests when people ask him this, and he then replies with the following.
Sosuke, you are f***ing incapable of listening. This is not f***ing about me, Sosuke. How many times do I have to stress? I am not f***ing talking about myself. I am irrelevant to what I am talking about. It has nothing to do with me. It is about what actual people are f***ing living through. You just bought into the f***ing about the American dream, which doesn't exist anymore. It's not about me. It is about what actual f***ing people are living with.
Small issue with what Peetz was rambling on about, and yes, it was quite the ramble. Peetz during that stream did blame the world for his problems, and yet at the end then he referenced himself as not an actual real person. That's interesting. The thing is, all you ever had to do, Peetz that is, was change your own circumstances so you don't have to complain as much. But herein lies the problem with Peetz. Peetz can't let go of the meh. The meh is his comfort zone. To move beyond that would mean to give up on very little that he has going on, taking a risk with no definitive guarantee of reward, i.e. making friends that are better than Chantal, please, seriously. But unfortunately for Peetz, he's gotten to a stage now where he has lied multiple times on Chantal's behalf, being deceptive either because she has asked him to or because he thinks he is protecting her. This in turn harms his reputation, but something else that harms his reputation is actually another reason for that rant. He keeps talking about the American dream, yet he lives in Canada. He is quite invested in American politics. And this leads to him having rather, well, strange rants. Because while there is a point there, it gets lost with all the dead air and the awkwardness because he hasn't really given it much thought before he has said it. It is just words coming out and he's struggling to convey a point.
Somebody is running for office and they cannot convince half the population that their plan is the right plan. They do not deserve to be elected! If they cannot convince half the population that they have the right plan, then why the fuck that the person who is less popular, the person that people like less, gets to be the fucking president? Because it's not about democracy. It is about land. The Electoral College gives more weight. Fuck you.
No lie, if Peetz ever sees this and wants to hop onto a politics stream with myself and a co-host of mine called TrupsLP, you are more than welcome to join us and we can discuss the pros and cons of the Electoral College. FYI though, the Electoral serves a rather interesting purpose. It is one that guarantees a certain thing will not happen because of it. And one can hope you understand that given time. Or if you just come on a stream with me and TrupsLP, you'll love it.
So I am seeing Mr. Coffee tonight. He
Actually, Casey's in her queue.
booked transportation here and... Oh, she's in the queue?
Yeah.
And he booked a hotel. So... he really wants to see me, so... must be good. To come 3 hours to see me?
Sounds desperate to me.
I know this feels a bit like a end of year review. It's not intended as such, just showing you over the months how nothing really changes for Peetz. He still does the same things but doesn't really show any sign of deviation or improvement in his situation. I've left out one big thing, an elephant in the room as it were, but I'm going to save that for later because I've got somebody else to talk about it. Instead, I want to talk about the fact that their home is still a dive and even he does nothing about it.
So it's in the kitchen. There's one tile on the kitchen floor that I suspect because of the way Chantel sits down on her chair. Like, I think because of the way Chantel drops into seats, like really heavily drops, I think that's where the damage to the floor comes from. And it's just like that one tile, but yeah.
And the fact that they were supposed to be, Chantal and Peetz, towards the end of the year moving into a mansion, which isn't a mansion at all, but a 4-bedroom, fully furnished home which I believe came with a cat, an indoor cat, a pampered cat, based on the fact they could barely look after the space they inhabited, and the fact that Peetz appeared to be willing to leave everything of his behind, because he'd done no packing for it at all.
We had hot dogs for dinner. Packed the kitchen? No, we haven't packed the kitchen yet. We haven't packed anything yet. Situation. It's a house. It's a decent sized house, but it's not a man. It's just a solid middle class house. Yes, well, she likes to exaggerate, so.
I was inclined to believe he was going to be relegated to a shed somewhere, which I believe Chantal had alluded to at some point, but I couldn't find the clip. But this move didn't work out. You see, it was a scam. Not that Chantal would admit to it. She was too busy doing damage control at the best of times, and I believe at the time was also considering moving, or may have already moved, to Kuwait to be with her love of her life, which had led to a rather popular theory, and I don't remember if it's true or not, that perhaps Peetz's mother would move into his home with him. Please do not bring your mother into this.
Yes, so what will happen is, while my mom is staying with me, my brother is going to be staying at her place, because he hates his current living situation.
So why didn't he move in with your mother?
Towards the later part of the year, Peetz had had a number of job interviews, but was reluctant to get into customer service because he felt that it would be too stressful for him. That includes McDonald's. But there's something I'd rather talk about more than that, and it concerns a being that resides within the home of Chantal and Peetz that neither really give a damn about, and that is BBJ. If ever a negative light could be shined onto them, onto Peetz notably, it would be the lazy and lack of care towards a creature that loves them both unconditionally. So much so that they were considering putting BBJ down before they moved house. So before this was all found to be a scam, the cat was offered by many other people who lived near to them, a loving home for the remainder of that cat's life. Because honestly, it is preferable to what you two idiots were planning to do.
Possibly, we're going to take her to the vet. Sometime before we move, we are going to take her to the vet. Just to see if it is actually time. No, I hate that cat. I've been saying for years that we should just, blindfold, cigarette, and firing squad.
If you can't be bothered to look after BBJ, I highly recommend you find BBJ a good home. There are many people who will happily, and with a level of honor, give that cat the home they deserve. Now, there is a part of this video I've left out. It is the part that is a guest spot. Yes, I have one, courtesy of Barbecue Chicken. She is now going to tell you about Ramona.
So, today is Halloween. I did promise to dress up as Ramona, my female alter ego, for Halloween. And I agreed to shave my beard, which I'm not looking forward to. I look so weird without a beard. I'm not used to not having a beard. It looks so weird to me. I do not look like myself anymore.
Bisexuality has entered the chat. Thank you. Actually, I suppose I should be trying to do a female voice, but the female voice is hard to do, honestly. I think my Ramona voice sounded like this. I think this was the Ramona voice that I always did. What differentiates Peetz from Ramona? The wig. The wig does. Eee, look. It's a dress. Oh, I still got my boxers on underneath. I need to get myself some boobs, though. I need to get some boobs at one of these points. No, Spoonie, I'm not transitioning. I do look a lot more girly at a distance. Do I feel sexy? Yeah, I mean, it's a dress. Remember to cross my legs? I mean, it's not like there's anyone here who can look up my skirt. Woo! Twerk? Jeez. Nah, you're gonna have to pay me a lot more if you want me to twerk. Ramona brings in views, damn straight. Yeah, this is my chest. Ugh. I guess I'm wearing my New Year's dress because it's the only dress that I actually own. I would never ever be with a man. Dana, people are calling me Ramona because when I've got the wig on, I become Ramona. It's my alternate person. Look more like a medieval character. Yeah. And Rips, Ramona, I don't have a crush on any guy. I don't like guys. Wee, wee. Jessica, I generally feel more comfortable in men's clothing. Women's clothing is just much better. I'm still a man.
We're still in Cornwall right now. Me and Chantal went down to see my mom today. While I was there, I decided to tell my mom and my brother that I am questioning my gender identity. Yeah, so that was the big secret. It felt like it would have been wrong to talk about it to complete strangers on the internet, to people on the internet, before my mom knew, so I wanted to make sure she knew before I announced it on Twitter or on YouTube. I don't really have the words to talk about it, I guess. And I'm not good at talking about my feelings related stuff. Just the same, yeah, I am questioning my gender identity. That's been going on for a few years now. I was thinking that I felt like I might be happier if I was a woman. I've denied it because I didn't want to talk about it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to deny it anymore. So maybe I'll wear women's clothing more. Maybe not. Maybe I'll shave more. Maybe not.
I'm giving myself cleavage here. This is the outfit I'll be wearing to Pride. Women's underwear? No, I don't have any women's underwear. I haven't done that yet. No, I haven't started hormones yet. I need to get a talk to somebody about that, talk to a doctor about it.
Big thanks to Barbecue Chicken for doing that for me. Now, as a final thing we need to discuss, it is where Peetz is at time of recording. It is the middle of November. Understandably, I have to upload this to get it approved because YouTube are precious. Peetz had discussed perhaps moving into a motel because, well, they're broke. I know, everyone, I know. Imagine my shock.
Just found out, like an hour ago, found out that, hey, you can't move in here after all. So it's been an hour. We haven't had time to figure anything. We will figure shit out. It'll be fine. She's not gonna leave. She's not gonna leave if I have nowhere to live. She's gonna she'll put it off until we've got somewhere to live. Worst case, we find me an apartment to stay in. absolute worst case scenario, I guess I just like get a motel room until I can move into an apartment. No, we're broke, Prudy. Like, I'm unemployed, my brother's unemployed, and my mom is retired. None of us have money. I can't do call center work anymore, Chewy. Like, I can't do that anymore. Like, I do not have it in me. Girl, I spent 10 years working customer service job, and I spent another couple of years working as a cashier at Walmart. I know about customers, Coral, and customers being assholes was never my biggest problem. Stress. What stressed me out was when I couldn't help the customers.
Sadly for somebody like Peetz, I doubt we'll see any discernible change in behaviours. When it came to considering employment and having interviews, Peetz made it abundantly clear that Peetz was not interested in certain types of occupation. Peetz is starting to come off as the type to make every excuse for why he can't do something and not provide one reason why he can just simply front up and do a job. Look after numero uno, which would be himself. Give himself the very best life he can have. In turn, he could well positively impact those he loves the most. Not Chantel though. That is strictly a one-way street. Hey everyone, Future Meg here. Because of what Chantel has done in her life, i.e. go to Q8 and potentially get married, Peetz is in a bit of a muddle, so I'm going to provide a few clips of updates here. The first, Peetz loses his temper when he realizes he's about to be evicted.
Then I guess I'll fucking die in the goddamn street, Brooklyn. What the fuck do you want me to do? Shut the fuck up. Christ. Fine, I'll just fucking die in the street. There we go. There's the answer you're all looking for. There's my fucking life goal. I'll fucking die in the goddamn street.
The second, Peetz did not successfully get a job at a bookshop or as a bookkeeper.
Severia, I did not get the job.
And because Peetz's laziness is showing quite nicely at the moment, his regrets at going to a store.
Hey, Janet, I don't know. She hasn't said anything to me yet, so entirely possible that she'll want me to. Entirely possible that I'll have to move out. She hasn't said it to me yet, so. Spider Rico, as a matter of fact, I did today. I went down to the grocery store today. And I regret it, and I'm not doing it again.
And because Barbecue Chicken gave me 10 minutes worth of content, I'm going to play some more of that, because it'd be very rude of me not to use it. It does paint a rather good picture of just how bone idle, lazy, selfish, self-centered, tone-deaf, and a slight bit Tim Nice but dim type.
Thanks,
Yeah,
I just put it up.
I used to bone her on the regular. But not anymore. I'm circumcised.
Oh, Joe.
Only ghost hugs I ever get are when I sit in my hand before jerking off. I could get laid, but I don't want to. I don't care enough to go out and get laid. Too much effort. Like, I wouldn't go that route because I'm a cheap bastard. I don't care enough about sex to pay for it. I fucking hate computers!
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, guys.
By the way, I just wanted to let you know. I've been holding in some farts.
Uh-oh.
So, you're welcome. Had the earlier today. I had to take some. Oh no, I haven't taken fact up. Yeah, I had some earlier, and yeah, I just know that these are gonna be stinky farts.
Look at my body!
I can't stop staring. It's like a lava.
Is this the body
It's like
of a drug user?
I don't know how I put up with you this long.
Oh no.
I mean, you people have been dealing with this for what, like 2-3 years you've been at this vlogging?
Yeah, they already can't stand me.
I've known her for over 15 years.
My earring just fell out.
See, even her jewelry can't stand her. Cameron's looking at you like, geez, is that really what she looks like?
You said I have nice boobs, so.
All boobs are nice boobs. I'm not a chubby chaser. It's just the chubbies chase me. So our bones do release certain chemicals. Mm-hmm. Most notable of which is the one is one that's key to fight or flight instinct. Our own skeletons give us anxiety. You eat garbage so you can make money to eat garbage.
That's the life of a mukbanger.
How long do we have to hold it like this?
I had an itch down there.
You know how much of your audience had an itch down there? We want to avoid demonetization. We probably can't talk about the fact that YouTube tries to appeal to Nazis.
Katie Marie, just off. You know, Katie Marie, one more shit comment and I'm just blocking you, okay? Because you're getting on my fucking nerves. You have nothing worthwhile to say. Yeah, you, Katie Marie. Just off. Just go the fuck away. Stay off my fucking channel. Never come back. You're a fucking idiot. So just fuck off, you stupid fucking shitty troll. Dave, how the fuck am I a puppet for boycotting a company? How the fuck? Unlimited, I'm going to fucking block you again? Before I do, I'll answer your question, which I've answered before, you fucking spammy piece of shit. The rumors are bullshit! Unlimited! Fuck you! There is no one who has a problem with a book about mommy and daddy and baby. Book about mommy and baby?
Oh no, you're grooming. No, that's not appropriate. That's teaching sexuality. Oh no, it's sex.
That's the issue. CEOs are just the greediest assholes on the planet. I imagine I probably jerked off to some creepy porn and some creepy hentai back when I was a teenager, I'd imagine. While I'm not gay. I don't like fighting. I'm a coward. I'm a coward and a weakling. Jesus actually said that rich people don't get into heaven. And now there's these fucking preachers out there like, oh no, God loves rich people. Wealth is how you know that God loves them. I forget what surgery it was, but she had a surgery one that they had to go under one of her rolls. I think it's a cyst. I think it's for one of her ovarian cysts. And she had to keep under her roll dry. So a few times a day, I'd have to blow dry her roll under her fupa. And it was a really bad smell, which is why I would regularly blow the smell back up to her face. She couldn't get the right angle. Oh no!